Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, a TV show, and we weren't kidding about embracing the cold. We just had in our last segment Kim Galinsky, who's the president of the Worcester Railers, and they've got a lot of great stuff going on. Hockey at the DCU Center, and with the weather outside, a lot of hockey outside, and skiing as well. Get up to Wachusett Mountain, and we also have Luge and the Luge Challenge, which is coming up. And I want to welcome Abby Marschke, who is from Saint-Gobain Abrasives, and is the executive director of marketing and retail. And Abby, you've been on the show, I think maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 times to talk about a lot of great stuff that Saint-Gobain is doing as a company, but also in the community. But Saint-Gobain's had a long-standing kind of involvement with the Luge Challenge, and maybe you could give our viewers like a little history of that and why.
Sure, happily. First, thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
Love talking about Luge. So back in 1980, the Luge team reached out to our coated abrasive, that means sandpaper, facility in Watervliet. And they said, hey, we grind our Luge runners, those are the sled rails that they use, and could we have some sandpaper? And with that, a partnership was born. So it was a gratis of material partnership, and then it led to technical development, and then becoming their full-time sponsor in 2009. So we've been a lead sponsor since then, and have really grown our relationship with Luge 45 years now, and it covers research and development. So how do you make the fastest sport on ice go faster? It's employee engagement. We have employees that have gone up to Lake Placid, to the World Cup, to Park City to see the races there. And it's been just a phenomenal sponsorship and really relationship with the Luge.
Right. And Luge is, you mentioned the World Cup, it's
Yep.
competition, the Winter Olympics. So
Yeah.
this has really grown, I think, as the television. I mean, years ago, there was even a Luge team from Jamaica, which I think captured the world's imagination, that there was actually a Jamaican bobsled Luge
Yep.
team. And so your relationship was with Team USA?
Yeah, with Team USA, and so we watch their races very carefully. They just finished up in Whistler, and they're gearing up for the Olympics next year in Italy.
Yeah, yeah. And so with that, though, you're going to give people a little taste of the Luge Challenge here locally, and partnering with the Ecotarium, which there's a theme here with anniversaries. We mentioned the former Worcester Historical Museum, now known as the Museum of Worcester. The Chamber is celebrating its 150th anniversary, and the Ecotarium is celebrating its 200th anniversary. So you're partnering with them.
Yeah, it's excellent. On Monday, Saint-Gobain, Norton
That's
is...
Monday, 17th,
Yep,
President's Day.
Saint-Gobain is sponsoring Free Admission Day, and so anybody can go to the museum and check out the Ecotarium and everything that's wonderful there. In addition, there's going to be a luge track set up, and so that's they've brought in a whole bunch of snow. The same people who did the sledding event at Fenway are coming in to build the luge track there. Bring your kids, adults and kids alike, can try plastic sled on runners and get a taste for what it would feel like to be a luge athlete. So we've got members of the team that'll be there, and the marketing coordinators, and it'll be just a wonderful event that we're thrilled to be able to sponsor in partnership with Luge and the Ecotarium.
Right, and we don't usually do this because this show runs 2 Sundays in a row, but when people view this, it'll be Sunday, February 16th, so literally the following day on President's Day. Saint-Gobain, free admission to the Ecotarium, and there will be luge competitions or flights. I don't know, what do you call it when they
Runs.
Luge runs taking place at the Ecotarium.
Yeah, it'll be excellent. It's a really fun event. My kids tried it a few years ago, and they don't quite have that need for speed that would make them a luge their pathway in life, but it is a really good time.
Great. And Crystal Ice out of New Bedford is the company, I think they said, is doing that. That's who you mentioned doing that at Fenway. And that partnership with Saint-Gobain and the Ecotarium makes sense on a lot of different levels. When people understand the history of Norton, now Saint-Gobain, it is about science, technology, engineering, and math, which is what manufacturing is all about. And so this is, again, another example of Saint-Gobain, Norton giving back to the community, but also, maybe sparking for the young person a STEM interest or career, and that maybe could lead to them maybe someday joining the team.
That would be excellent. No, the athletes are very interested in how they can shave this sport comes down to a thousandth of a second. And so anything that they can do to enhance their runs, and so that comes from the metallurgical composition of the runners, it comes from how do you reduce friction, and so there's a lot of STEM overlap. So the partnership between Norton, USA Luge, and the Ecotarium just makes a whole lot of sense, and it's great to pull the three together.
Right, and I think on that day, on President's Day, the 17th, we've got, in addition to what we're talking about, the Luge runs taking place, there's science and discovery story time, astronomy live, so a full day. The planetarium will have a movies going, global soundscapes, so afternoon astronomy, so action packed.
Absolutely.
And so how do you, in your role, Saint-Gobain, Norton sponsors this, but how do you, I know there's one year when you came on, I think they were here at Saint-Gobain, some of the athletes who compete, and you had some of the Luges presence, but how does the company kind of partner in a way that kind of gets the word out and showcase it and involve your employees in kind of that shared kind of mission?
We have athletes who come and visit our facilities, and so we had both Chris Madster, who's a silver medalist, and Aaron Hamlin, who won bronze. They have come to the facility, engaged with the employees, talked about the importance not only of the financial sponsorship, but really that R&D relationship to say, how can we make our sleds go faster? And then we do employee engagement events for the World Cups. Unfortunately, during COVID, they couldn't have families attend the Olympics in Beijing because of the restrictions there. So we had a whole watch party up in Lake Placid for the families of the athletes. And it's one thing watching the race, and it's another thing watching parents watch their children race. That is, my heart rate was going up on behalf of them and in solidarity with them. And so we had a whole slew of employees who come up to, as a reward recognition for the good work that they had done over the course of the year and in their manufacturing. And so just a big celebration of the sport, recognition for our employees, and a great thing to do for employee engagement.
And so they went up to Lake Placid?
Went up to Lake Placid, yep. Had about 80 folks up there over the course of the week for the different, for all the different Luge events to watch.
And is that where the U.S. training facility is?
That's where the training facility is.
Okay.
Yep, so they train both in Park City, Utah, and their headquarters are in Lake Placid, New York.
And I assume that when we talked about the Olympics, you mentioned there was a silver and a bronze.
Yep.
Was that the Olympics or World Cup?
Those were the Olympics.
Olympics.
Yep.
Okay. And when we think of Italy, oftentimes we think of warm weather and nice and Tuscany and wine and kind of the water, and just kind of where in Italy are they going to be doing the Luge?
Cortana, Milano.
Okay,
so
to the north.
Yep.
A lot of snow up north.
Yes, it looks gorgeous.
Right. So are you part of the Saint-Gobain contingent that gets to go over to Italy for this?
Let's hope so.
So if people want to learn more, can they go, is there a website?
Go to NortonAbrasives.com, go to USA Luge, and then there's also information about the event on the Ecotarium website as well.
Excellent. Well, Abby, once again, thanks for updating us and helping us embrace the snow, embrace the cold, embrace winter here in New England and in Central Mass, and go US Luge team.
Absolutely, thanks.
All right.
And go USA Luge.
Yes. We were going to wrap that up. We want to thank Abby for joining us and all of our guests, and most importantly, our sponsors who help make the show happen, St. Vincent Hospital and Bank Hometown.